pugilism company, home of the 3-piece combos. This is Reed, BBS, the Black Birch Sugar. I'm going to get right into the Teofimo Lopez versus William Silva fight, man. It was on the undercard of Regis Prograis' homecoming in New Orleans on Top Rank Boxing, presented by ESPN. Mr. Lopez, 20 years old. He was a 2016 Olympian representing Honduras. He's now 10-0, 8 KOs. He was fighting Silva, man. Silva 25-1, 14 KOs. His only loss coming at the hands of the 2012 Puerto Rican Olympian Felix Verdejo. And apparently Silva had never been dropped or stopped. Now, Teofimo Lopez, he was born in Brooklyn, and he now resides in Vegas and trains at the Mayweather Boxing Gym. It's like this. Sometimes there's that yay or nay aspect. You've heard a fighter's name, and you've maybe read an article, seen a video or three. Once there's that time comes where, okay, he's on this card, you're sitting down, you're watching him. It's like, okay, prove it to me. Show me what you got. It's like a yay or nay type of deal, like I said. Well, if that was the case, in the case of Teofimo Lopez, I'm saying yay with an exclamation point. Yay, exclamation point. My man, he's, I ain't saying he's going to be the greatest this or that, but in terms of wanting to watch this dude fight again, hell fucking yes. Among his attributes, my man he's got a real educated left hand, man. He jabs off of it, he hooks, he doubles up, he uppercuts off of it, he'll feint high and then punch low, or vice versa. And to a degree, he is defensively responsible. Obviously, he takes risks. I'll get to that in a second. Lopez also, he works the body, the whole shoulder rolling thing. He trains in Floyd's gym, so yeah, shit will rub off on you. Devin Haney's also there, and he shoulder rolls. But at least based on what I saw in the fight, his last fight against Silva, Lopez shoulder rolls aggressively. Like, his shoulder roll is more like a James Toney or a Georgie Benton shoulder roll. Like, those guys shoulder rolled for offensive purposes. It wasn't just strictly defensive shoulder rolling the way Floyd or Devin Haney, the way they've utilized it. So I can get what some people are like, oh, you train in Floyd's gym, yeah, you're doing this. But there's not a superficial use of it. This isn't Adrian Broner just shoulder rolling because he saw Floyd do it. Broner saw a few Floyd fights. Oh, Floyd does this, yeah, let me do this. No. Lopez uses it effectively. Like, he uses it to gain an advantage, to initially defend himself, and then fire back immediately from close range. That's the whole point of it. You know, that's the way that James Toney, the way Georgie Benton used it. So that really impressed me, especially from a 20-year-old fighter. Man, like right in the very first round, Lopez had Silva flat on his back, nose busted. Like, you know, had there been more time left, he probably would have stopped him in the first round, truth be told. The obvious questions about Lopez, he randomly jumps in the air and jabs. Like, he's got this out of the box, almost video game quality to the way he fights. He in MMA, there's a thing called a Superman punch, where the guy jumps in the air and swings with the other hand. So he'll jump off his right leg, swing with the left. That's kind of what Teofimo Lopez was doing. Somewhat similar, but not exactly. But I mean, this guy, he's tried and true, man. He sparred some of everybody in terms of who you should be sparring or who you've had ring time with. You can't really front. He sparred with Sean Porter. He sparred with Guillermo Rigondeaux, Yordanis Ugas, Amir Imam, Ashley Theophane, Luke Campbell. He's had gym stints at Robert Garcia's spot. I mean, this is, and again, only 20 years old. Lopez, he's no slouch. He's put in his time, and his arrogance, his swag is tried and true. Like, he's earned that swag, at least in his opinion. Man, this fight here, he dropped Silva in the first, dropped him again at the end of the fifth. He fired a left hook around his guard. Like, just little shit like that. The way he places his punches, it's brilliant for a man so young, especially against the highest caliber fighter he's fought to at least this point of his career. We just 10 fights deep. Don't get it twisted. We won't talk about him for real in terms of who he can beat or potentially beat in a world-class sense until he's 15, 17 fights deep or whatever. That's kind of how that goes. But yeah, the swag, man, the supreme belief, the unwavering confidence, the agility, the dexterity, the two-fisted power, and the unorthodox movements and mannerisms. It kind of reminds me of a Prince Nassim Hamed a bit. Some of y'all may or may not have seen him. Prince, he was very unorthodox. But unlike Prince, Teofimo Lopez has a higher boxing IQ and more of a fundamental base. Like, when he leaps in, he's leaping in because he, at least in his mind, has set up a scenario where he can then leap in. Whereas Prince Nassim was just kind of flying by the seat of his pants. Hey, fuck it, let's just throw this punch, man. Looks cool, let's just throw it. No. My man, he hit old boy Silva with a 5-piece left hook combo, which finished the fight in the 6th. He's knocked out everybody pretty much except for 2 dudes, and he's got that knocking it out the park, that little body language he does. So the fight's over, swings his arm like a baseball player, looks off into the distance, and then he trots around the ring like he's touching all bases, and deservedly so, man. And he punctuates that with a gainer. Like, that's a forward backflip. That's some athleticism for your ass. You can do a backflip going forwards. You can run forwards and do a backflip. That's some crazy shit. But yeah, like I said, I'm checking the yay box with an exclamation point. I want to see more of Teofimo Lopez sooner than later. In terms of pure entertainment, like, it didn't get much better than Prince Nassim. And again, Lopez has the potential to be that on a higher level. He takes those risks. He's got that same swag, but a higher ring IQ and more technical wherewithal. That's all on this one, y'all. Hey, when all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do. Mrs. Reed, BBS, Pugilism Company,